Hello everybody, I'm making this little video. I was talking to a couple of my friends today and I just recorded our conversations. I just want to play these to you. Hopefully maybe this will help people see things differently to do with the what's case and the rest. Anyway, I'm going to be here today talking with our Patricia. We're going to talk about a few extra things but link it in with the what's case, aren't we? Because obviously I've just been going to put a video out that Frank is green screening. So he says he's outside the house and he's green screening, and it got us talking today, didn't it, Patricia?
It did, yeah. Just as we do.
Yeah, me and Patricia talk all the time. So what? There was a part that you were bringing up about, you know, blue beam and stuff like that.
Yeah, blue beam. For anybody that doesn't know, it's basically how they can manipulate things. I don't know if anybody's actually looked at whether I've seen a video where it showed you whales and dolphins coming out of water in a classroom setting, and it looks so real. You actually feel like you're there, and this is how they're manipulating us.
By making things look real when they're not.
I mean, we've got virtual reality, haven't we? You know, they can put people acting on the screen and then they play it back to you, and you think you're actually in there. So even if you might not believe certain things, you should understand that they are manipulating us.
I can't work out myself whether, because obviously people are saying hologramming, but when I slow those videos down, I see virtual reality myself. But then all those things are happening in the fridges and, you know, the glasses, the ovens and that. So I don't know what that's quite about, because why would they have to do all that if it's virtual reality? That means hologramming. So it's a bit, But yeah, they do it to us all the time, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at films, these big blockbuster films,
that's turned me off now.
Shows you.
Now I know how films are really made. I mean, now they've shown us. I think it was when we were just talking about it on the phone a minute ago. You know, when they put all those things over Michael Jackson to make him do the cartoon. I think it was the one when he's a ghost, and he's dancing, but they do the skeleton, so it's copying the whole of Michael Jackson. Once you start breaking it all down, and they did Star Wars and all that, I lost interest in films after that. Once I knew how they made them.
Yeah, the thing with that is, we see it as a film or something on the telly and we go, alright, it's on telly. But what people don't realise is they can use it in real life and they can manipulate things so that we think, oh, well, it's real life. But it's not. They're even faking that. So it's like, where does it stop?
Hey Karen, great to hear from you. I was wondering how you were doing. Need a defense for your country. And I think that's about it. You know, you need law and order, but nothing much else. And so I'm between a libertarian. I don't know if it's got the same, libertarian's got the same definition over there or not. I'm between a libertarian and an anarchist. I've mentioned you probably haven't seen it because I've mentioned it deep in some of my videos, but there's a town in Mexico, it's a city with between 2 and 3 million people, and they had a really corrupt government. Well, most government in Mexico, no matter where it is corrupt, and that's pretty much Latin America. You can get anything done in Latin America you want by the government as long as you grease the palm. Latin America is what we call it. And anyway, this town had super corrupt police and government and everything, and the people all mobbed together and threw them out. Said, get out of here. And they decided to form no government. The people there, they police their own town, and they do everything that government used to do without any government at all. And guess what? All the crime went away. All the crooks went out because all the crooks knew that the whole public was the police. And anyway, they've been doing this now, I think, for 3 years, maybe even 4 years now, and it's almost utopia. It's 2 to 3 million people, Karen. No government. The people just take care of everybody else. What a wonderful thought. But what they do in the West, in the United States and the UK or whatever, they have the divide and conquer thing. So, they divide you by race, they divide you by gender, they divide you by education, they divide you by whatever they can divide you by, so that you keep clinging to government so that they stay in power. That's my theory on why we allow ourselves to be ruled.
I think it's really sad, Patricia, that what they're going to say is the news will come up, we've gone to war with this country. None of it happened. They're not there, none of it happened. And they're prepared to go this far with the lies. That's the bit that really upsets me, that the people are so used and manipulated, and now people don't trust each other. We're a very narcissistic society, and only everybody believes what they see on the tell-lie-vision. It was called a tell-lie-vision on purpose. Tell a lie on a vision for you, so you soak it all up and think, oh, it's real. That's why it's called tell-lie-vision. Carry on, Patricia.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been flicking through film sets and things like that, and it just reminded me of an episode of Coronation Street, because I'm still into my soap, but I see them for what they are now. They're just stories, and we can relate to them. But there was an episode where Deirdre, I think she was Rashid or something, she was married to a coloured guy,
Turkish,
Asian or whatever.
was he Turkish or something?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember, quite a few years ago. But she got sent to prison for something, I can't remember what it was. But the public outcry, saying things like free Deirdre, I know it's only a soap, but you think they actually got her out of prison. They probably would have done anyway, but you just think, this isn't actually real. She's not really in prison. But it just shows you the mindset of people. They'll go, oh, she's in prison, get her out, get her out, get her out. The people think they've got so much influence, and they don't even really realise that it's just a character on a screen. It's, that's the mindset of people. They don't question anything.
Well, I'm really shocked myself, Patricia, on this Watts case, that no one is thinking. No one's thinking.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry. There are a lot of awake people, and I'm sorry, the Unscrambled channel is for when you're awake, because if you don't see it, you're not going to see it, but those that are awake see it. But the ones that aren't awake, they write the most weirdest comments, and they think I'm being horrible, but it's actually the other way round. They are being horrible to us, and they don't get it.
I mean, the thing with that is, Karen, though, they're entitled to their opinions, but if they don't understand something, instead of just saying, oh, this is a load of rubbish, why don't they just ask? I don't quite...
A few lately have asked, and they've actually said, I don't understand. But that's because we've been drummed with this case repeatedly, video after video after video after video. And then what it is that sits in your psyche, and then when someone like me says, hang on, there's something wrong, they're going, no, they just can't accept it because they've watched hours and hours of it wrong. So they can't see it being wrong. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, when you think about things being manipulated, and I said about these, I mean, I don't know if this story's true or not. I'm not judging it, but I'm saying that people, they can manipulate you to think it's real when it's not. So the thing behind that is question things. Look into things, think about things,
Do you know the one thing I did say though, Patricia, was that they are banking on us watching this on our mobiles, and everything's very fast and small, and half the time we're probably working or there's kids shouting, so you look up for a second, you might miss the very bit you're supposed to see. But it's going so fast so small on a screen. You need to watch it on a computer, watch it on a full screen, start just slowing it down by... on YouTube you can slow it down to a quarter. Just do that and start watching. I'm sorry, go and pick your family video and slow it down and watch it. Take pictures of your family video. Take pictures of other cases like the Watts or whatever they're lying about. You will see it.
Yeah, the thing that I've been looking at, because about artificial light and natural light. If I'm outside in the sun and I've got glasses on, then the sun is reflected as a yellow light because it's proper light. Whereas artificial light, whether it's indoors or outdoors, if you see a greeny colour screen, it could be a blue screen, you know, like actually reflected in the lens, that means it's artificial light. So ever you know that I've noticed on an episode of Coronation Street, somebody had glasses on and I could see there was artificial light. Now, if you're outside, why would you need artificial light? I mean, I know there's sort of cloud coverage, it might go over the sun, but it's not that noticeable, is it?
Yeah, on Coronation Street, though, they don't care about covering or not covering it up because it's make-believe in the first place. You're just supposed to be watching a drama. But you saw it on there, so that's really good, Patricia, because you might not have noticed that before. And that's what waking up does. It makes you notice things that you never noticed before. And then once you start, you can't go back and pretend you didn't see all the stuff.
Suit from the government was in the late 1990s against Microsoft. And the government won their case against Microsoft, which is a miracle because the big corporations, they're the ones who usually win. However, they did win, but it took 6 years. So, and it was a good thing because once they busted up the monopoly of Microsoft, that's when the real boom happened in computing and online and all that stuff because other people could step in. So that's what's going to happen eventually. So I'm hoping they can move a lot faster. Trump did it pretty smart. He opened up, I don't know if you heard about this, but it was about a year ago. He opened up online, said if you think you've been censored online or whatever by any of these companies, you know, the big ones I just mentioned, we want to hear about it. Right to the, you know, they had a website, the whitehouse.gov website, there was a spot there where you could report exactly who you were and what your belief system was or whatever, and show, you know, tell us how you've been censored or shadow banned or whatever. And tens of thousands of people went there and reported on all these companies, so they've got all the evidence already up front. And it's so anyway, my understanding is since the Justice Department announced this, like I said yesterday or the day before, maybe it's been a few days now, because some people are like, hey, all of a sudden I'm not as throttled back as I was. Like people that I listen to, like the Q stuff, they would get like 80,000 views on a video, and then all of a sudden they were getting like 10 or 15,000 once they got throttled back. Now they're back up to like halfway, so they think they're trying to relax it a little bit so they don't get caught, but they're already caught. They've been doing this. They've also had hearings in Congress, and of course they didn't broadcast it, but I've been paying attention to it. Many people testified that they were being screwed over by these companies, so the evidence is already there. So with the Microsoft case, I think when they filed it, then they went out after the evidence, and that's what maybe took 6 years, but they've already gathered it. And YouTube was so blatant with it, it came right out and said, we are censoring anybody that says we're shadow banning, whatever, they don't use that term, but they came out and said we'd be throttled back and not put in people's feeds and stuff like that. So they've actually publicly announced that they're doing this stuff.
And then I feel really bad that the people are so lied to. But on top of it, a lot of people are very narcissistic and nasty. They just are. And maybe the way it is suits them now because that's the way they are. But those that have woken up, this is horrible.
I mean, the thing with manipulation is people will say, oh, well, it don't really matter because it doesn't change my life. All right, I might be aware of these things, but you really change my life. But when you think, if they're manipulating us on the telly and in real life stories, what else are they manipulating us with?
They're just trying to see how much they can get round us, though, aren't they? And how much we're noticing. And if we don't notice it, they keep on giving it to us. It's only when we start, you know, somewhere even like YouTube, they're playing it all. They're penalising me while showing the lies. I just don't get it. Personally, I just don't get it all. But they're allowed to show. I suppose it's their platform, isn't it? YouTube can do what they like. That's what they say, isn't it? That's how everybody feels. Instead of it being there and being just for everybody, and that no, you're not allowed to hologram. Yes, and anybody caught hologramming will be struck off. No, they're allowing everybody's hologramming, virtual reality, whatever it is, green screening. They're allowing it all through. I think green screen should be banned. Sorry. That sounds a bit dictatorial, but only because they're used to lie to us.
because they want to control us. You know, I've said this before, Karen, but I'll say it again. On YouTube, it's all, when you go through their community guidelines and that, it's all what they want you to do. But when you've got any problems, one, you can't get on to anybody. You might get an email, but you're lucky if you get that. You know what I mean? There's no people
That's because
behind
it's too
these
big.
platforms.
That's because it's such a big thing now. It's too big. Because if it was right, you'd have a customer services where people could go, and there isn't one. So they make the rules. This is what happens in eBay. They make the rules, but the company who owns it doesn't live by the rules that they make for everyone else. So everybody else is supposed to live under this rule, but they do what they like. So yeah, and I've said to you, I'm not sure if I want to stay on YouTube. What is the point if people like me who are telling the truth and you are penalised? What's the point? They're allowing all the lies to come through. All the people are soaking it up. Well, I might have to go to a different platform. Because what's the point of staying here? What, just to carry on with the lies and get, you know, people say really nasty things to me? Just because they can't wake up and they're in their narcissistic world and they won't wake up. They just don't want to wake up and see what's going on. You don't think any of us liked it? None of us liked waking up either when we actually realised that everything's a lie.
I think the economy's about to crash, Karen, in the next year or two. I think they'll try to hold it together to the 2020 election. I don't even know if they can, though. Certain things are going on that tells me we're close to the end with the current monetary system. So I need to prepare myself while I can and stop just struggling every month. You know, I used to actually make a little bit on YouTube, enough to supplement enough so I was happy. And it's not going to happen on YouTube. I mean, I did tons of videos last month, and I can tell you, if I would have done that many videos, let's say a year and a half ago, I can't remember how many videos I did last month, but it was a ton. And it's like, geez, I mean, I could probably stand on the corner with a tin cup and get more money than that for those many hours. You know how it is with videos. If you go in and edit them and things like that, and I do animations of mine, it takes hours and hours of work.
Yeah, I was going to mention the weather, how they manipulate the weather as well. There's a video of him out of Top Gear, I can never remember his name, tall guy. And he's actually showing a cloud making machine. Now, why would they want to create a cloud?
Jeremy, what's his name? Yeah.
Clarkson.
That's it.
Clarkson, yeah. Why would you want to create a cloud? Well, you were saying about the electricity to generate cloud patterns so that they can manipulate the weather. This is why we've had a lot of storms.
Yeah, I have to say this, Patricia, on that one, we had the most weirdest, I don't know if anybody in the UK can remember, it wasn't last night, it was the night before, wasn't it? The most weirdest thunderstorm. This was, because it's so warm here at the moment, everybody, we've got warm weather at the moment. I'll play this at Christmas when it's cold and think, oh my God, it was really hot. But we had this really hot streak of weather, and we had this most weirdest, enormously loud thunderstorm that went on for ages. And that's because go on,
the thunder just lasted for ages and ages. I'm like, I thought it was like a plane, you know, because I weren't really listening to it. I just thought that noise has gone on forever. And I heard it a few times, and then I actually saw a flash of lightning, and I'm like, normally you'll see lightning in between the thunder, but the thunder just went on for ages. Really, really long. Normally it's, you know, a while, but
because there's something else that we need to explain with the weather thing. They know that the air is free energy, and we live in an electric, whatever we want to call this place, whatever we want to call it. Wherever we live, everything's electric. We are electric. Electric heartbeat, electric pulse in our brain. The air is electric, the water's electric, the sun is electric, everything is electric. I'm surprised we can live here, but we do somehow. Everything's electric. So when they're making all the clouds and the thunder, they obviously wanted more electric for something.
I mean, we take the weather for granted, don't we, in a way, because it's something that we know happens every single day. It's either hot or cold. There's only two temperatures, hot or cold, and we've just got varying degrees in between. But we say, oh, well, it's cloudy, it's clear. But when you realise that they're actually to manipulate that, to their benefit, not our benefit. They want, I mean, I could go a bit further, a bit of a conspiracy thing is they want to kill a load of people off, but they want to make it look so natural. Even wars, I won't say it was a natural thing, but they're wanting us to get that used to seeing wars that we just take it as everyday thing. It's like, what? Just need to
and even that I find really
more.
strange, Patricia, because anybody that's got heart or got the American banking system is together. They're all together. And when you look in the world and you see how many countries are all in it with that, they're all together, so there aren't any wars. There can't be, because they're in it together anyway, and the wars are for us. I put out an article, it was part of this, to show you, her name was, I can't remember her name, it was 2012. She went to Bahrain and did a video and saw how the people were being treated, thought she'd come back and it would be put on, and it wasn't allowed, because basically she found out that Bahrain and all these other countries buy their news. They buy it, they pay for the news. Excuse me, a message just come through. They pay for the news to make the news. Oh, can you make this for us? Can you make that for us? And then imagine what governments are doing. Can you make a war for us? Can you make this for us? So that's what's going on, and that's what they're doing. And they're doing that in front of us, and there seems to be no regulation, and I can't believe that Obama passed it to allow the news to carry on. I mean, they've been lying. I put a video out the other day about subliminally in the American anthem. We've probably got it here as well, exactly the same. But they used, then they said, government is God. What was it? Obey, consume, obey. And then it said, whatever it was will not be tolerated. Was it when you go against something? What's that? I forgot what the word is. Rebellion, that's it, yeah. Rebellion will not be tolerated. That was happening from the 60s. Okay, it stopped when we got more of our satellite television and that. But just, shall we finish on this note? Because there's always a part 3, part 5, part 20. You can get that far on Scrambled Channel. Nothing's usually ever part 1.
There's so much more. I mean, people will say, the conspiracies, but you just have to take a look for yourself. Don't just take things blindly. Question things.
We did a bit, didn't we? When this case came along, we all gutted. Patricia and I cried tears over the Watts case. And then you start seeing things that don't add up. Then you start looking more. And by now, I'm just disgusted. Please, everybody, just really think about things. Don't take things at face value that you're watching on the television all the time. You need to do your own research. Start thinking. Start feeling. Think. That's the thing they've done to us, isn't it? We don't think anymore.
I mean, who wants to be controlled? The thing is, people don't even realise they're being controlled. They think, because they give whatever it is they're trying to do. Say, like, we'll go back to the security cameras. It's protecting us. But if I ever got burgled, do they actually protect me? No. They'll go, there ain't nothing we can do about it. Well, what's the point of having them? Who are they there to protect? The policy enforcers, policing the policies, not protecting the people. They don't care about the people. They think they do. Because that,
I think your local Bobby might do, your local police officer might do, but as a whole, when you get up into sort of caught up, the government, they don't care about us at all. Because if they did, they would stop what they're doing and change it immediately.
And it's 2 to 3 million people, Karen. No government. The people just take care of everybody else. What a wonderful thought. But what they do in in the West, in the United States and the UK or whatever, they have the divide and conquer thing. So, they divide you by race, they divide you by gender, they divide you by education, they divide you by whatever they can divide you by, so that you keep clinging the government so that they stay in power. That's my theory on why we allow ourselves to be ruled.
They can't now because the lies have gone on for so long. They can't change it. This is like being in a, in a whirlpool. Once you're in it, And there's us now, we've got out of the whirlpool and we're watching you lot in the whirlpool, and it's really sad. It is, isn't it, Patricia? When people don't realise that they're just lied to and they think you're the one that's nasty, when actually it's they're being nasty to us. Anyway.
The thing is, we want to live in a better society. I'm sure everybody feels
Hang
that
on,
way.
hang on.
I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry, I had to stop then. My daughter came home and she's playing music.
The thing is, we don't. Some people don't realise they're being controlled, and when you realise you're being controlled, this is what it's about. It's about greed, money, control. We want to live where, like, when we go on holiday, we don't want to come back home because we're going to have the same life. That's why a lot of people want to change the lifestyle. This is how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be free, not working 40, 50, 60 hours a week to pay for the things that we need to go to work. We need to strip ourselves bit by bit, slow, just change the way. And if
yes, I've been looking up kitting out lorries, and buses to go and live in a bus. I don't know if I like what I'm living in anymore. Just give me my own piece of land and everybody can go away now. Because I don't know if I like being in society the same anymore. When you know so much of it is a lie, it's like, that's why I don't know if I want to be on YouTube, because I know it's all a lie. I'm only supporting a lie. The more I stay on YouTube, I'm just supporting the lie, because YouTube don't want to say the truth. They just want to carry on with the lie. So what's the point of being on a platform where most people are lying and making money? Masses of money out of it.
This is all about money.
It's all about money.
Greed and power. Greed isn't necessarily about money. Greed is just being in control. Greed just to tell us what to do all the time, and we've got to just say, look, I'm not having it. We can still live in our own home.
Yeah, do you know what? It means nothing for those that understand what it's all about, but, I used to take voting as a sort of pride thing. We were told when we were kids that our grandparents fought these wars so that we could have the right to vote. Voting is nothing. It means nothing. You're never going to get what you think you're going to vote for anyway. The voting is rubbish. You're not getting anything. They've already decided who's going to win, who's getting in, before you've even put your little cross on the box.
Because it's just an opposite, isn't it? You've got a good guy, it's not bad cop, isn't it, scenario?
Yeah, I coughed then.
No.
Yeah, anyway, I don't want to vote for it anymore. The only way now is to not vote. And it's a bit different, because I voted everything. I thought, I'm going to vote. I'd like it where you could put the ballot paper where you say you're voting, but actually you're doing a no vote. You're just voting yes, but because you voted, so they know you're voting, but you don't want to vote for anybody that they've picked. So it's like
because even that's manipulated. I could put a cross in every single box, but that vote wouldn't be counted.
True. Yeah, we don't know what they're doing with our votes when they go. Except maybe, we've heard horrible stories about that. But anyway, Patricia, now we've been going for nearly 30 minutes.
That's all right.
Well, we will continue this, and we'll do another talk. Maybe we'll do it as a hangout or something instead, because obviously we've done this. I've just recorded it, but it's always a pleasure with my Patricia.
Oh, same to you, Karen.
Oh, I love Patricia. She's been a very amazing friend to me. Anyway, Patricia, we'll leave it here, and we will obviously continue. But thank you so much for your input.
Well, thank you, Karen, for asking.
Oh.
Nice, thank you. Love you.
Love you too.